Okay, guys, so he get bigger. 6 divided by 5x to the third plus 25 over 4xy squared. Okay, so these are simpler, but usually students make mistakes on these. So I do want to kind of talk to you guys about how to find the LCD. So the LCD between a 4 and a 5, it's going to be 20, okay? Because 20 is the smallest number that will divide 5 and 4 evenly, both. Then we talked about x to the third and x, because those are the same variable, in this case, sort of the same factor, but x to the third is bigger, so we take x to the third. Then since y squared is by itself, that will definitely LCD, okay? So that's your LCD. Then we do the same thing. We take and we write two fractions since we have addition of two fractions here. So 20x cubed y squared. So let's look to see what's happening, okay? So the 5 and the 20, we definitely need to multiply it by 4. So let's drop down the original numerator and we're going to go in and multiply by 4. We have an x to the third already, students, to begin with, and we have an x to the third here. So no need to multiply any more x's on this first numerator. But this one does not have any y's, and we have a y squared. So we will go in and multiply this numerator by y squared to match what we multiply to the bottom. Similarly to this second denominator and second numerator. Let's write the 25 down because that's our original. Then we are going to multiply. We have 4 here and 20 here. So that means we need to multiply by 5 to get to 20. So now we're going to go, and then so that means we multiply this bottom by 5 to get here. So the top needs to get multiplied by 5, right? Now let's look at the x's. We have 1x here and x to the third here. Well, to get x to the third, that means we need to multiply this by x squared. So that also gets multiplied to the top as well. So we will go in and multiply the top by x squared to match, right? And this has a y squared and we have a y squared. So that means there's nothing else we need to multiply. So let's write now under one LCD, that means one fraction, and we are going to add the tops together. So we have 6 times 4 times, right, 6 times 4 times y squared. That's one way to write it. Over here we have 25 times 5 times x squared. Of course we will multiply 6 times 4, okay? And that's going to give us 24y squared. Now, if you take 25 times 5, remember 100, 5 times 5 is 25, so that's going to give us 125x squared, just like that. And we are now going to write it over the LCD. So from here, it doesn't appear that we can factor out or find a numerator, so we don't need to factor it out. But we do need to state the restrictions. Remember, the restrictions is when we take the denominator and we set equal to 0. Well, let's review this skill really quickly. Well, we take 20 equal to 0. That's never going to happen, so we don't need to worry about the constant. We take x third equal to 0. So that means x has, yes, I'm going to write not equal very soon. And then we take the y squared set equal to 0. That means when we solve for y, that's going to be 0. So our exclusion values are going to be x should never be 0 and y should never also be 0. So those are the exclusions. All right, so look at this one. This is going to be on your own, okay? It says subtract the rational expressions below by finding the least common denominator. Restrictions exclude value. Now, but this is an analysis. There is a mistake in the work shown. Fix the mistake and explain. Okay, so fix it. And then you explain to me by writing it out what was done or how did you fix it. So fix it mathematically and tell me also by writing. Okay, I would check this one in class when I see you.